Good morning, all of you. Coming to the second chapter in class 10th chemistry, that is acids, bases, and salts. So now, before entering into this chapter and what we are going to study in this chapter, just we'll discuss what we have studied in class 9th chemistry. So as we know that in class 9th chemistry, second chapter is matter around us pure. So you may understand pure substances. Matter is classifying into two kinds of substances. What is that? Can you able to tell me? Anybody?
Atoms and molecules.
That is not. Matter has been classifying into two types of things. What is that?
Substances and
Pure
mixtures.
substances. Pure substance. And another one is what? Impure
Mixtures.
substances is called as mixtures. Is it? So now, forget about these mixtures. We don't want. Now, if it comes to pure substances, again the pure substances are classifying into two types. What is the examples of pure substances? Anybody? One is elements, and the next one is called as compounds. Is it yes or no? So now, if it comes to the elements, so these elements is what it is. What is element? Only how many types of elements, atoms are there? Only a single kind of atoms is present inside this. Is it yes or no? Single kind of atoms present inside this element. Suppose if we'll take oxygen. Oxygen is what? Only oxygen atoms are present. If we'll take hydrogen, only hydrogen is present. If we'll take potassium, only potassium atoms is present. So this is called as elements. Only one type of atoms is present inside the matter, means that is only called as element. So these elements, it is not possible to separate them. Further division is not possible by any kind of chemical methods or physical methods. That is what we used to call as elements. Is it yes? Now coming to the compounds, if you'll see, more than one atom of different elements, more than one atom, atoms of different elements combines physically or chemically. Anybody? Combines chemically or physically? Suppose examples, you will take water. Is it chemical compound or chemically? That is what. So more than one atom of different elements combines chemically, then that is what we should call it as what? Compounds. Now, chemically also ratio, in a fixed ratio. Is it yes or no? Is it yes or no? Fixed ratio. That is what we should call it. Suppose if we take our Tamil Nadu water, what is the ratio of hydrogen and oxygen? 2:1. If we'll go to Andhra, then also what is the water ratio? 2:1 only. Suppose if we'll take NaCl, what is the ratio? 1:1. So if we'll test anywhere in the world, NaCl ratio is 1:1. So this is what we used to call it as fixed ratio. So with the fixed ratio, that is what we should call it as compound. So these compounds, is it possible to separate them by physical process? Suppose if we take elements is no further division, no further division of elements will take place. So now if it comes to the compounds, is it possible to separate them by any physical process? Suppose I want separate hydrogen from water. Is it possible? By using, I will keep my hand inside the water and I will take the hydrogen. Is it possible?
No, sir.
No, sir.
No. But by using something, in first chapter you have studied, water we can separate it into two things, two substances. One is 2H2 plus O2 by using something. Can you able to say what is that process called as? Electrolysis. So that is what you have to remember. So this is electrolysis is a what? Is it a chemical process or physical process?
Chemical.
Chemical process.
Chemical process. So this is all the things we have studied even in class 9 and even class 10th also, first chapter, chemical reactions and chemical equations. So now let us come to here. We won't discuss regarding anything like compounds and mixtures and all. Only we'll discuss about the elements. So now coming to the elements. let us discuss about the elements. As we know that elements are pure substances which is only made up of one kind of atoms. So it is not further divisible. We cannot divide into another some more individual particles by using any physical or chemical methods. So now coming to here, the elements. If you take the elements, all of you observe very carefully. So the how many elements are present? Even when you're in class 10th also, class 8th also, I used to taught you. So the presently at the known elements, how many elements are there?
118.
So if you observe here,
118.
at present 118 elements. Totally how many? 118 elements. Chemical elements are known as to present. So how many elements are there? 118 elements. Chemical elements are known as to present. So now if you observe these elements only, this 118 elements only, they will combine to form a large number of something. What is that? Can you able to say? This all the elements they will combine in a different method and they will form something. What they are called as?
Compound.
Compounds. Do you understanding? Please tell me out. So this 118 elements, they will combine in a large, different kind of mixture. So, sorry, not mixture, I should say. So one element will react with some other element, that element will react with some other element, like that. The elements combine, all these elements, 118 elements, they will combine in a different manner and they will produce a very large number of compounds. Is it yes or no? Yes or no? Large number of compounds. Now, these compounds only. So these compounds are coming from where? Can you able to say? These compounds are coming from where? The compounds are coming from elements only. Is it yes or no? These elements are combining together and they used to produce compounds. Now, these compounds, observe very carefully the element, the compounds which are coming from the elements on the basis of their chemical properties. Which properties?
Chemical properties.
Chemical properties. Basis of their chemical properties, all the compounds, whatever it is formed by combination of elements, will be classified into 3 groups. That is what our chapter name. What is that? Can you able to say? So based upon the chemical properties, all the compounds which is formed by combination of elements will be classifying into 3 different groups. What they are called as? Anybody?
Bases and salts.
Which is called as acids,
Acids, bases, and salts.
bases, and we used to call it as what? Salts.
Salt.
That is what our chapter name. Is it yes? So if it comes to our chapter, what is that our chapter name? Acids, bases, and salts. Is it yes or no? So now, that is what you have to remember. So how these acids, bases, or salts are coming? These all are called as what? Everything. Acids are called as what? Compounds only. Bases also called as what? Compounds only. Salts also called as what? Salt compounds only. But here one MCQ question they will ask you. How you are segregating them? On what basis? On what basis? On what basis?
Based on their chemical properties.
Chemical properties. Based on their chemical properties, all the compounds which has been formed by the elements is called as acids, bases, and salt. So this all the compounds is forming from where? Forming from the combination of different elements, correct? They combine, the elements combine in a different manner to form this compounds. Now, in this chapter, what is our learning objectives? At a glance, you can see what we are going to study. So please, all of you write it. These things you have to write it. What is that? So like a small flow chart. Keep heading acids, bases, and salts. So as we know already, we have studied in class 9 what is elements, what is compounds. So you can keep elements down arrow. What you should write? Compounds. So compounds. Next, what you will write? Bracket. Based on
Chemical property.
Based on chemical properties, you have to make it into acids, bases, and salts. That's all. So please call to others also. Nobody join. Like, part to them. Just to give a message or call them. So now let us discuss what we have studied what we are going to study in this chapter. So the study now, if it comes to here, at a glance, what is the things we will discuss in this chapter and what is our main aim is, if we'll see, we'll study all the three types of compounds. What is that compounds? We'll study all the three kinds of compounds. What they are?
Acids, bases, and salts.
Acid, base, and salt.
Base,
We'll
salt.
study all the three types. All the types of compounds. That is only used to called as what? Acids, bases, and salts. Is it okay, all of you? So now, next, what is their chemical properties? So, how they are present? What is the characteristics of acids? What is the characteristics of bases? What is the characteristics of salts? We'll study. So now, first we'll start. Let us start with acids. This is what the thing we'll study in the chapter. Only what is the three types of compounds like acids, bases, and salts, and their chemical properties. And then reactivities. Means suppose if acids will react with the metals, what will happen? The acids will react with the non-metals, what will happen? Like that, all the chemical properties of acids, all the physical and chemical properties of bases, and all the properties of salts. So these are the things we are going to study in this chapter. So now let us start with the first. We'll study what is acids and bases, and later, because acids is completely different properties, bases is completely different properties, but salts, they have some common properties of acids and bases. So first we'll discuss what is acids and what is bases. Later we will discuss the salts. Okay, all of you please tell me out. So now, first of all, if you want to understand what is acid, if you want to understand acid, if you want to understand base, if you want to understand salt. So before this, before understanding the acid, bases, and salt, you must know some other term which even you have studied in class 6. Can you able to say anybody? Please, you must know something. How you can classify the acid, bases, and salt with the help of something called as, we can call it as a substance, which is called as, it will start with I. Anybody remember? It will start with I, that word. Please respond. If you want to see that acids, class 7th you guys will study segregation of acid, bases, and salt. How you will test? Either it is a given substance is acid, given substance is a base, given substance is a salt, with the help of some other substance. What is that called as? Anybody?
Sir, indicators.
That is called as. Very good. So that is what we are going to study first. So before, if you want to understand what is acid and what is bases, so in order to know whether a substance is acid, the given substance is acid, I have given some X substance. So I don't know whether it is belongs to acid family or base family or salt family. So if you want to know a substance is an acid or a base, then we first know the meaning of a term called as, that is, what is this called as? Indicator. What we should call?
Indicators.
Just remember, this indicators is called as acid base indicator. What we should call? Acid base indicator. So it is an indicator. Suppose you can take our car or our bike, we are having a two indicators. What is that indicators? Both the front part, you may observe, and back part also. Back of our bike or front part of our bike, we have a indicators. What it will indicate? If you want to turn into left, we'll keep this indicator. If you want to turn into right, we'll keep this indicator. Is it yes or no? Yes or no? So what is the meaning of indicator? Which will guide us, correct or not? Which will guide us and will give the signal to the others that what direction we are going to take. That is what it is indicate. It will indicate the direction of our vehicle. That is what we should call as vehicle indicator. Is it yes or no? Same way, if it comes to the chemistry, what is the meaning of indicator means? Which will give the a given substance, some X substance, which will give the properties of that substance and will make us to know either it will belongs to a acid, it may belongs to a base, or it may be belongs to a salt. That is why whatever the substance we are using to test either the given substance is acid or base or salt, that substance is called as indicator, or we can call it as acid base indicator. Any doubt, anybody? Any doubt? So now let us discuss what our first concept. If you want to understand, in order to understand what is acid, what is base, what is salt, first we should know what is indicator. So many not joined till now. Okay.
Sir, I have a doubt.
Ask me.
Sir, can we use indicator for testing salts?
Yeah, we can use. Why can't we use? We can use. We will study. We'll study definitely. We'll study all the properties. Okay. Don't worry. We will study so many examples. By the time you understand. Okay. So now let us come to here. So first, you understand what is the meaning of indicator and how we are using for them to test acids and bases. So our first concept which we are going to study in this chapter is indicators for testing acids and bases. Please all of you keep it. Indicators. Indicators for what? Testing acids and
basis.
indicators for testing acids and bases. So this is what we are going to study now. So let us discuss. As we know that first you should understand what is indicator. What is indicator? Anybody? What is indicator? I said. What is indicator? So it is some kind of substance. It may be a dye. Dye means the sense of what? A color. Understand? Some kind of chemical compound. So it is an indicator which is having which will changes colors when it is put into an acid or when it is put into a base. For example, if we take this is the acid container. Do you understand, Ira? It contains what? Acid. Now if we take this is base. Only we'll study about the base. Later, salt. Salt is different. First, we'll study acids and base. Now, I have some X indicator. X indicator. So now, how I can call this indicator? Sorry, is it all the substances are indicators? No. Only few substances we used to call as indicators. So Y means, so this X substance, if we'll keep it in acid, if we'll keep it in base, same, then it will show different color with acid, and it will show different color with what? Base. That is what we should call as indicator. The first definition you have to study in this chapter is what is indicator. What is indicator? So any kind of substance or indicator is a dye. Indicator is a dye that changes color when it is put into an acid and base. So if you keep it in an acid, it will get a different color. When you will keep it in a base, it will shows the different color. That is what we should call as indicator. Do you understand, all of you? So an indicator, what is happening? This is an indicator which will give what? Different colors in acids and different colors in bases. Correct or not? So indicator gives what it will give. Gives what it gives? Different colors in acid. Different color in acid and base. That is what the substance we should call as indicator. So please all of you write the definition of indicator. What is indicator? An indicator
gives different colors in acid and base.
Indicator is you have to respond. A different indicator is a dye. I cannot call everybody's name. You please kindly respond here. That changes changes color, that changes color when it is put into an when it is put into an acid or a base. Do you understand, all of you? So that is what you have to understand. So what is indicator? So now what will tell from this what we can say? An indicator is a what? It will tell us what will tell us always indicator.
So given
What will
substance is
tell us?
acid or base.
What? It will tell us whether the substance. Understanding? It will tell us whether the given substance is what it is. A given substance is a acid or base.
Acid or base.
Acid or base.
So remember, always indicator will tell us the substance we are testing is an acid or base. By how it will give ra? Either the substance is giving either acid or base. How?
By changing colors and kept in different substances.
Understand? That is what you have to understand. So tells us whether the substance we are testing is an whether the substance we are testing is an what? Is an acid or base. That's the base. By how? Ra? By change its color.
Changing the color. Changes the color.
Whose color? Substance color or indicator color? That is what my question here. Substance
Indicator.
color or indicating color?
Indicator's color.
Indicator color. All of you please remember. So when I add something, suppose see, let us take some examples of indicators you can understand. Suppose I have given you some X liquid. I don't know, some X chemical compound I have given you. Now, if I add some kind of indicator, then indicator color will change. Indicator color will change. Do you understanding all of you? So when this indicator is mixed with this chemical substance, then the indicator color will change. So depend upon the change of its color, we can say either it is a acid and base or salt. Because if you take, we have a different kind of indicators, even synthetic indicators, means man-made indicators and natural indicators, like that. So many things we have. So different indicators is having different colors with acid and different colors with the base. So based upon that, when we add them, whether the substance we are testing is an acid or base, how we can decide means by the indicators. When you will add them, they will change its color. So based upon the change in color only, we are going to decide either the given substance is acid or base or salt. Now let us discuss. If it comes to here, we are testing this testing is acidic or basic by changing its color only. So the indicator tells us always the substance we are testing, either it is an acidic medium. Understanding, not only acid, it is an acidic, or either it is basic also it will say. That is what we can say acid or base. If it is acid, acidic medium we can call it. If it is a base, we can call it as basic medium. If it is a salt, we can call it as neutral medium. So that is we will study later. No issues. Now, if it comes to here, in order to test this acidic medium or basic medium, the substance which we are using called as indicator. Now if you take, we have a three most common indicators to test for acids, bases and salt. So that is what we are going to study now. What is the most common three indicators? Anybody, any idea? I used to taught you in class 9th or class 8th also. So we have a three common indicators. Anybody? Three most common indicators. Anybody? Tell me, what is that?
Litmus paper. Sir, litmus paper.
That is what the first one you have to understand. So litmus paper. So how it is prepared and all you have studied in class 9. So we used to prepare this one from where? Lichen plants. Is it yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yes or no? Lichens plants. That is what we used to prepare that. So next, if we'll take next one, the most important. This is actually natural indicator. Next two are synthetic indicators or man-made indicators. That is called as methyl orange. What we should call?
Orange.
Methyl orange. We have so many natural indicators. Understanding litmus paper. Even you can take tamarind. Tamarind, you know. Tamarind, not turmeric. Turmeric. Next, hibiscus plants. That what we can call in Tamil. That one, and so many kind of natural indicators we have.
Cabbage also, sir.
Yeah.
Cabbage.
China rose.
Yeah, that is. So these all are called as natural indicators, but mainly we'll study the common indicators. The most common indicators which we'll study is only three. One is what? Litmus. Next one is methyl orange. Third one is anybody? We should call it as phenolphthalein. Please all of you note it down. PHENOL. Phenol. Phenolphthalein. PHETHALEIN. Phenolphthalein. Please write it. These are the three most common indicators. So, the most common indicator, even in these three also, utmost common indicator we are using for testing acids and bases in the laboratory is one. That is what? Which is called as the most common indicator. What is the term?
Litmus paper.
Litmus paper. Indicator used in laboratory. Is litmus paper, because it is very simple to operate and easily we can test it by changing the color of the litmus paper. That's all. So even I used to use when I'm in the intermediate and even when I'm in engineering also, I also used to use this methyl orange and phenolphthalein to test the so many samples. Even my final year project also I used to use either identifying the medium, either it is the substance which is produced, either it is an acidic medium or basic medium to test it. We used to use the methyl orange substance. The most probably in intermediate I used to use this methyl orange and very rarely phenolphthalein. So this color of the methyl orange and all, even we have studied lower classes, once again we will study here also. That it doesn't matter. Now coming to here, utmost indicator. Usually these three are common indicators which we are using to test acid, bases or salt. In that also litmus is the most cheap and best indicator which we can easily test the acids, bases in the laboratory. Now, this litmus paper used in the form of two substances. This litmus indicator used in the form of two ways. What is that? Can you able to say? Litmus indicator used in the two ways. What is that? One is in the litmus solution. What is that called as? Litmus. You understanding that? Litmus in the form of solution, that is called as, means liquid litmus indicator, that is only called as litmus solution, and we can make like a paper strips. What is that called as? Litmus paper. What we should call? What we should call? Litmus paper. Please all of you write it. So litmus indicator is two types. It is not same the color. Litmus paper is different. Litmus solution is different. Do you understand, Ra? So now, if we take here, forget about litmus solution also. So litmus solution also, we won't use, most probably. Only one thing we will use. That is what the most important indicator. What is that called as? Litmus paper. What is that, Ra? Please tell me, litmus paper. Now, this litmus paper is classifying into two colors. What is that called as? Blue litmus.
Red and blue.
Blue litmus and red litmus, sir.
Blue litmus. And also we can call it as what? Red.
Red litmus.
Now, let us draw that also because it is important. So, they are like a rectangular strips. This is blue litmus and this is called as what? Red litmus. Do you understand? Please tell me.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So, we'll study what is how we need to test and all. Now only we are going to study that. So this is called as what we should call
Red litmus.
Red litmus. Yeah, please. All of you right. Next. What is that? Blue litmus, correct? Some noise coming. So these are they are like a small paper strips which is to called as this litmus paper. So basically this litmus paper is how many types? Two types, correct or not? So one is what? Blue color litmus. Another one is what? Red color litmus. Now here the properties are most important. So let us discuss. So if I take the blue color litmus, then how we can test means observe very carefully. This is what you have to remember. So if we take suppose the given substance, I don't know the given substance. So let us take the given substance and that X substance is present. Now if I keep this blue strip first, then if it will turns into red, the blue litmus is turns into red, then that X substance is called as acid.
Acid.
What we should call it? Acid.
Acid.
Understanding all of you? That is what you have to remember. The first point. An acid turns what up? An acid turns
Blue litmus into red.
Blue litmus red.
to red litmus.
blue litmus into what? Blue litmus to red.
Red litmus.
Not
Red
red litmus, red, that's all. Understand? Now the second one, if it is a base, suppose I have given something like substance called as, I don't know, again, some Y substance. I have given some Y substance. So now that Y substance is, suppose I am calling as a base. So how I can call base? So what indicator? An acid and base. What is that? And base, not a base. What is that? A base. Understand that? So a base will convert what? So base also we can call it as some other thing. First chapter also I have taught you. Even lower classes you will study. A base is dissolved in water. We used to call it with some name. What is that called as? Base. Alkali. You remember? First chapter also I have taught you, correct?
Alkaline.
Basically,
Alkaline.
remember, all the alkalis are bases, but all the bases are not alkalis. Correct or not? Yes or no? Because some bases will dissolve in water and they will form aqueous solution. That is what we should call as water. What we should call? What we should call? Alkali. You understand?
Alkaline.
Base turns water. Base turns what? Turns which litmus?
Red litmus blue.
Red
Red
litmus.
litmus blue, sir.
Red litmus to blue color. That's all. So please all of you note it down. Very, very important points. Are you clear? So now alkalis also. Here again I am saying you. So alkalis, all the alkalis are bases. Note point you can give. Again, first chapter I have taught. Now also I am saying all the alkalis. All the alkalis are bases, but all the bases are
Not alkaline.
but all the bases
Okay.
not alkalis. You understand? Is it yes or no?
Yes, sir.
That is. Please write it. This is